Chapter 6 by David Alt. A void, a deep swirling morass of blackness that threatened to suck my head and slurp down my very life juices. Who would have thought that I had so much within me to further dampen my rear? Brinsley's maw quivered, then began to close again. My head felt swollen, pulsing and throbbing. What was that? I stammered. His eyes ceased their infernal glowing, and he looked almost sheepish, albeit a sheep that had been doused with petrol and placed on the end of a giant pole.
I have a further confession to make.
I wasn't sure how much more I and my trousers could take of these confessions. My mind was already in so much of a whirl with everything that I had witnessed.
As you know, I spent many years in my quest for loveliness. I hosted a radio show for 43 years, which showcased the loveliest things. But
his countenance fell, as if a shadow had fallen on his grave.
Towards the end, people sent in unlovely things. I would find myself called different names, and then I was accosted, nay, assaulted, by the most awful, horrible terrors. It was...
His face contorted as he searched for the particular words. Not lovely? I proffered.
Exactly, dear boy. My soul became polluted. The darkness could no longer be held back, and now it eats away at me. Do you know what it's like to have the tongue of blackness penetrating your insides? The emptiness inside filled with the gushing, fulsome fountain of fetid fecundity? They did this to me. They did it!
Brinsley's demeanour was rapidly disintegrating in exactly the same way that a dirty wet wipe does not. I pointed to the glass chambers behind him in an effort to calm this savage hellhound. "Look!" I cried. "Lovely things!" The beast before me deflated, and with a
"Oh, yes, they are lovely,"
Brinsley Dearlove was once more in his right mind.
"So you see, dear boy, why I need to distill loveliness. Only pure loveliness will be able to counter this nightmare."
He wavered.
"Please, you must help me."
He gathered himself.
"Now, I do have some more artifacts for you to appraise. Would you care to step this way?"
My legs were like jelly. The produce of my bowels was the chocolatey coating, but I was able to move them as Brinsley led me to a large pair of oak doors. He reached deep into his trouser pockets and fingered once more the hardness within, pulling out the correct key. However, before he could thrust it deep into the hole, an alarm sounded throughout the complex.